Hey everybody. So this is going to be the first video in the review series. Now I've been asked to do a few different reviews, one of which is on the Cleair aquarium that's behind me. Another is on the Neptune Apex, and then on a few other things, the AI Hydra 26s and some other stuff. Anyways, this will be the first one. Once again, this is on the Cleair Aquatics KLEIR. So yeah, Cleair Aquatics. This particular model is called a KLH-900. It is a 60-gallon tank, 65-ish. Awesome tank for the most part. I do have a few gripes and complaints, but other than that, beautiful tank. Slightly cheaper than a Red Sea, very similar functionality without the branding of Red Sea. Now, Cleair Aquatics is a company that, from what I understand, they are based out of Canada. However, most of the tanks, I believe, are made overseas in an Asian country. I'm not quite sure which one. That's why I say an Asian country. It's either Japan, China, or Korea, somewhere like that. Anyways, the first of the gripes I'm going to probably talk about is going to be the overflow box. Plumbing could probably use some updating, but all in all, pretty sound, solid system. Yeah, let's take a walk around and I'll show you what I've got going on. Alright, so we're going to start with bottoms here. This stand, this little box here to the left is actually my top-up water reservoir that I'm using. So if you're interested, they have them at Petco. They're actually just dog food containers or animal food containers. They're actually pretty neat. I keep calc washer in there using the Tunzi. Tunzi Osmolator. Anyways, first of the gripes. Here we go. Overflow box. Now, for those of you that have been in this reefing hobby for a while, you already know what's missing. And that is correct. There needs to be a lot more slits in this box in order for more water to be able to flow in, down the pipe, and back into the system. Now, I am using a pretty high-powered pump here. It's the Jabo DC pump. Now, I get it that it probably could be, I could have gone with a less power module, but at the same time, I don't think I'm running that high, like 2600 max and or 26,000, somewhere in that neck of the woods. I'll do a review on that later. Anyways, yeah, it can't get enough flow. So my water level, as you can see here, stays pretty high, and at times it will actually splash over pretty good. And if I go above even 1 on the return pump, I'll end up just completely flooding my apartment, and that's no fun. So that's first gripe. Down below here, let's take a look. So one other gripe I do have is ventilation in the stand. Now, it's extremely humid in here. All these little pockmark holes you see here is because I originally had a lot of wiring in here, and I pulled it all out to get it all out of the stand because I was worried about water and mildew buildup and all of that. Now, there's 4 little holes here on the back. You can see 2 there. There's 2 more over here. Now, those 4 holes are for wire feeds and all that. I feel that if we open it up, like back here where we've got the sticker, we would actually be able to have a lot better ventilation. So that's, minor gripe, is what it is. I could mount a little computer fan on one of these holes, and one for intake and one for exhaust. That is a thought that I've been pondering, but I'll get to it when I get to it. The sump design, I love it. It's a really neat design. So we've got first chamber here where water comes in. It's actually coming from pipes. The overflow, the other gripe I would probably have is that they could have gone with something, maybe a dual down and a single up for an emergency. It would make things a lot quieter as well. You know, minor gripe, but still a gripe nonetheless. I believe Red Sea does do that. Cleair does not. So once again, model number KLH-900. And if you look into the sump, so we've got, like I said, first chamber. Second chamber, I've got my skimmer in right now. Third chamber, just a little bit of some rock in here for a bio load. This is just it's supposed to be an algae growing light. It works really well, actually too well, so I haven't been using it that often. Water flows back around to the back where we've got heater down there, and then, sorry for the dizziness here, but flows all the way back around over here where I've got my return pump and reactor running carbon. So sump design, oh, phenomenal sump design. I love it. It's full-size sump, whereas the Red Seas end up having this shorter sump. And yes, you get a little bit more cabinet space, but I like having a lot more space in the sump. I mean, I've heard gripes where people running the Red Sea reefers are only able to run a Bubble Magus Curve 5 in theirs because they don't have enough room and they have to run it in, you know, a chamber that's not the correct chamber for it. I'm running the Curve 7. And dude, this thing is a beast. If you look in here, that is some of the nastiest stuff I have ever seen come out of a skimmer. And this thing just, it chucks along, and it's so freaking quiet. So review on that at another time, but for right now, you know, let's just touch base on what we're dealing with in the tank. Other than the overflow box, the plumbing, and the ventilation in the stand, my other gripe is going to be these hinges are clearly not designed to be inside of a stand where we're creating a high amount of humidity. So stainless steel or aluminum would have probably been a lot better. I am exploring those options at my lovely Home Depot or Lowe's down the street. We'll find that out later. Other than that, pretty decent. Now this tank setup does come with a light, and that light is, you know, unanimously garbage. So that's my personal opinion. So that light is in the other room on Craigslist, and yeah, I won't use it. It's just, it's a pile of junk. Anyways, yeah, you can tell I'm running the hydras there. So that's the tank, that's the stand. It's pretty well built. I do like the design here. You can get in here, kind of like a faux carbon fiber, kind of neat. And then in this mid brace, it's actually a steel brace. I like it a lot. It keeps things pretty stable. I mean, the tank is well built. We've got extra supports here and in the back corners as well. You know, it's built to withstand this thing pretty well. These doors are really nice. They actually moved pretty fluidly. They close, they're nice and silent. They don't have any other issues that I can think of at the top of my head. But other than that, you know, tank is pretty decent. So that is the tank, and that's kind of my review. All in all, would I recommend it over something like a Red Sea? I might. You know, I've had a Reefer 250. I was potentially going to buy a Reefer Peninsula and decided not to. Price point on this wasn't too bad. I think I was about $1,100 deep in this. Comes, you know, tank, light, stand, sump, and yeah, that's what it came with. So not a bad price point when you think about the fact that a Reefer 250 is pushing 2 G's. You know, and this thing's about half the price. Very nice. The one issue I did run into was the fact that it is just shy of a 1/2 inch. So when I was running the MP10 Vortec power heads, they would not stay on there. I had to upgrade to a way more powerful MP40, which I felt was overkill, and that's why I went with the Jabos. And I actually have just ordered another power head, which I will unveil next week when it comes in. So that's a review, and there will be more coming out here for the Apex and a few other products, and we'll talk. All right, have a good one. Stay safe.